Now in C program, we have only functions, whereas other languages like Pascal, it will have the program as well as procedure, etc. The Fortran Fortran also will have program, will have subroutines, will have functions. In COBOL, you will have only paragraphs, whereas in C we have got only functions. I have said earlier that I will not be explaining a few terminologies, like the very first one is void main opening closing bracket. Even main is also a function. And the execution of the program will always start from function main. But up till now, whatever code that we have written was containing only main. So we did not think of anything else. Now when we talk of the functions, then we can distinguish among the functions as there could be library functions or user defined. Library functions are those which are pre-compiled, or they might be available in the lib files, .lib files. Library functions, of course, like in math.h. Now this h, something that I have not explained earlier, is the short form of header. So we will be having the header files, and in your Turbo C directory or Borland C directory, you will be having a subdirectory called as include. There will be a subdirectory called as lib. There could be a subdirectory called as BGI. There could be a subdirectory called as examples and whatnot. Out of this, the include subdirectory will contain all the header files. They will come along with the compiler, whether it is Turbo C or Borland C. Okay, the header files will be always there. There are several header files like stdio.h, we have conio.h, we have dos.h, we have math.h, we have graphics.h, we have stdlib.h. So many. Each of these header files, they contain, remember the wording, prototype declarations. Of functions. Not function definitions. So library functions, they will be available from the header files. The respective header file should be included. And that header file, first of all, is readable. You can open any header file in your Turbo C editor and you can see the contents of it. It is all C code which will contain only the prototype declarations of the functions. Prototype declaration means it is not the definition of the function. There is a difference between the prototype declaration and the function definition. When we talk of user defined, then it can be divided into two types. One, returning some value or result. Other is performing some task. two types of functions that we normally write. Either the functions will return the value or they will perform some task. Okay? Are you getting any difference between these two? The function which returns a value and the function which performs some task. What is sin pi by 2? Sin pi by 2? 1. Write it. Bas. This is the difference. The function which we call with some parameter, some value, and you are giving me the value. Okay, that is the function which returns the value. In the second case, I said write down, that is to perform a task. At that time, you did not say 1, 2, 15 like that. Okay, open the door. It's simple task. We can say print the following thing. Simple task, where you will not be saying at the end that job is done, yes, no, 100, 50, nothing like that. So there will be functions which will return the value. Square root should return the value. Whereas there will be some functions which will perform some task and will not return the value, non-returning type. First of all, here, whenever we have the return type, now the general syntax of any function, is return type, function name, into bracket arguments or parameters, and this will be the body of that function. Is the general syntax. So return type is important, function name is also important, arguments may not be there, and then this is called as the function definition, as what job is to be done. Now when I declare something like void main, empty brackets, first of all, void indicates that, in general, you remember, may not be exactly the thing, void indicates that does not return anything. It does not return anything. If main is returning some integer value, I would have written it as int main. If main returns some float value, I would have written float main. Okay, so this is the return type. That will be the value, the type of the value which will be returned by the function. We generally ask main not to return any value. अगर main इसे return करता है तो to whom it will return? We will discuss this again afterwards in detail. But the name of the function is main and there are no arguments. And the important property of function main is the function from where the execution starts. Main will be the function from where the execution of the program will begin. Okay. If you want anything, you can note it down. So C language contains only functions. The execution begins with function main. When we write void main, then it is not returning any value. And empty brackets indicate that there are no arguments. So void indicates there is no return value. Main is the name of the function. Empty brackets, there are no parameters, no arguments to that particular function. Main function is important because the execution is going to begin from it. You cannot have your C program without main. Means you cannot execute it. You can have such a file, but then it cannot execute. At the runtime, it will give you module main missing. That type of error, which is a linker error. Functions are basically divided into two types: library functions and user defined. User defined, they will have a classification as returning the value or performing some task. Library functions are generally pre-compiled. The corresponding code is in .lib files. As I am showing you so many header files, corresponding to each one of them, there will be a lib file also. Math.lib, graphics.lib, dos.lib, all those lib files, library files, they will be there, which will contain the pre-compiled code. H indicates header. Header file is readable. Not only that, it will be compiled also. Header file, the one which you are including your program, that file you can easily open and read it. Make it sure that you are not saving it or making any modifications. Otherwise, those changes will affect your programming afterwards. Header file will contain the prototype declarations of all the functions, but not, I will explain what is a prototype, but they will not contain the function definitions. And any general Turbo C directory will at least contain include and lib. The others are optional, may not be there. There are as many as 6 subdirectories which will come with Turbo C++ or Borland C. And in the earlier version of Turbo C, we had only 2 subdirectories, include and lib. The general syntax of any function will be first the return type, then the name of the function, then in round brackets the arguments or parameters, and followed by the body of the function. And precisely this is how we have written function main also. Now in discrete mathematics, you must have learned something called as the Boolean constant. Or logical constants. Have you heard this? What are the Boolean constants? Can you tell me the integer constants? Can you tell me some integer constants? Can you tell me some integer constant? Oh, 5. Huh? Then any other? अरे बोलो ना यार. 4, 3. अरे काय नाहीत का आकडे? Integer constant. Float constant 2.4567. Okay, ठीक है. Float constant could be minus also. Fine. Character constant. If you write only A in your program, we are talking with respect to C, then it will be some variable. You will have to write it as single quoting. Then it becomes character A. Then it becomes character A. Then character B. So you can have any character. Even this will become character plus. Fine. String constants. String is nothing but sequence of characters. In C, string constant. Actually, we are using those string constants. We have used them in the printf while printing the message. Enter value of n. That was a string constant. String is a sentence or a word. String constant, integer constant, float constant, character constant. Then we have got arithmetic operators, which are plus, minus, star, slash, and in case of integers even percent. These are arithmetic operators. We also have got relational operators. It is less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. We are talking with respect to C, and not equal to. Assignment operator is equal. It's not relational. So these are all constants. And I am yet to receive the answer for this. Because what you are telling me right now, those are logical operators and not the constants. And, or, not. So what remains now is what is a logical constant. True and false. These are logical or Boolean constants. Right? In C, we have integer constant, we have float, we have string, we have character, we have assignment operator, arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator. We don't have logical constant. Pascal has got Boolean. Fortran has got logical. We can say something to be true, something to be false. Only two constants, not hundreds and thousands of values. C doesn't have the logical type only. But up till now, whatever programs which we were writing, we were saying that while so and so thing, while I is less than M, and you were saying as long as condition is true. What is that true? That true is logical constant. It is value of that particular expression. What is that expression? Which type of expression is it? A less than B. It's a relational expression. The expression which involves relational operators, it will be the relational expression. That will result in the value which will be true or false, which is a logical constant, a Boolean value. The truth tables that we were writing, those are again from the Boolean algebra. Over there, the operators that we were using were logical operators. And probably we have written a few conditions using logical operators also. But when you are saying A less than B and A less than C, then if the first condition is true and second is true, it is overall true. But you are using these wordings like true, true, true. How will C know that it is true? Because C doesn't have any type like logical. Even that type itself is not there. And that's why remember that in case of C language. To handle this particular thing, C defines 0 as false. If the value is 0, means it is false. Then what will be true? You are giving me the answer of B level. Because even the B students, they ask it in the answer it in the same way. If 0 is false, then what will be true? Huh? C says that 0 means false. So how will C understand what is true? I accept that 1 is true. Something that is not 0 will be true. That means C language by itself does not have definition for true. It has got definition for false, and something that is not false will be true. Something that is not false will be true. And so when you are writing a condition like A less than B, if, what will be value of this condition? What could be the value? This condition could be true or false, means its value could be non-zero or 0 in sequence. Even the conditions will result in a value. If it is false, it will definitely result in value 0. If it is true, we are not sure that it will result in value 1. It might be any other value. Got it? Any doubt in this? So we have integer constant float. Don't misinterpret it. Logical constant is not and or. Those are operators. We have got arithmetic operator, logical operator, relational operator, assignment operator, array operators, for some structure operators afterwards, pointers, star operator and whatnot. Constants is something different. Character constant cannot be answered as A. It is single quote A. What will this be? It's a string constant because it is double quotes. It doesn't mean that a single character is there, it will be character constant. No way. Anything that is enclosed in double quotes, what is this? Is also a string constant where the string is empty. Fine. What will this be? Yeah, it is a character space. It's a character constant space. I stop this saying that. Just tell me, how will you show me the character constant single quote? What my question? Even single quote itself is a character constant, which I am using to write character constant A. Single quote A is character A, character constant A. My question is, if I want to show single quote itself as a character constant, how will I show it? Like this, this and this? Same thing in printf. If I want to print, my name is, suppose I want this as the output on the screen. How will you print it? सिंगल कोट कर सकते हो आप, क्योंकि दिस विल बी इन प्रिंट एफ. And if it is single quote, fine, there is no problem. Double quote to double quote, it will be a string. But if I want to print double quotes only, then what will you do? Because then there will be error also. Just put backslash before it. Backslash written before. We have learned backslash n. Now here also there is n. Due to this n, we are not going to the next line. Barabar? So this should be read as special n. And treat n in a special manner. What is usual meaning? Character n. So special n means new line. Now what is the general meaning of double quotes? Starting and ending of the string. Now when I say special double quote, means the normal double quote, in other words. It should be treated simply as a character, because its default meaning is special, string to string. So if I am to show the character constant single quote, I will have to write it as single quote backslash single quote single quote. So that inner one single quote, that will be treated in a special manner, which will be the single quote character itself, because its usual meaning is to indicate a character constant. Every character will have its default meaning and a special meaning. Sometimes the special meaning is associated with the default. You press single quote, that means that you are starting with character constant. But if you want character, the single quote character itself, treat it as backslash. You have backslash t, tab. If the backslash is not there, it will be character t. So for some characters, usual meaning is printable. For some characters, usual meaning is non-printable. Okay. So backslash will always give us the special thing related to it. Write a function to get larger of two integers. Name of the function could be large. Readable, otherwise compiler will not understand. Compiler as it is, you say it as large or you write it as small or A or B or F1, F2. This name is for the programmer only, that you should understand what this function does. Otherwise this particular name doesn't have any meaning. Of two integers. So I will have to give two parameters. It cannot work as int a comma b as our usual declaration. Question is to get the larger of the two integers. So if I say 40, 30, what will be the output? What is larger among 30 and 40? 40. What is larger among 500 and 511? 511. So what are you returning me? Value. Which type of value? Integer type of value. So the return type of this function is integer. That is the return type. What it returns? Generally, we will not be taking any input in the function, we will not be giving any output to the function. See, somebody will be asking you, like I was asking you what is larger of 30 and 40. So it is a main program calling a function, and the function should give me the value. If you print that value, that means you write it on your notebook, how will I come to know? Because I had asked you, I have called you. Got it? Okay, but I can always say that write it down. In that case, you will not be telling me anything. That is performing a task. So first of all, let the first point be very clear that input output generally functions में हम नहीं करेंगे unless I am exclusively asked to write a function to get the data or to print the data. In that case, it will do only input and output job but nothing else. We will categorize the functions in two ways. Either the function will take the input, finished, nothing else it will do, or it will give the output, it will not do anything else, or it will do the processing, it will not take the input, it will not give the output. This function is in that category. Somebody else should have taken the values and then should ask, what is larger? I cannot ask such a question. That means you take the values and give me the larger. Then why will you take two values? You will give me one value, na? मुझे क्या पता हो क्या दो values तो? It is a task. I want the value, I want the result, I want the square root. What is square root of 4? Correct answer. Plus or minus. Okay? But the function cannot return two values. In C, whenever you call square root function, it will return only one value, positive. You cannot have, so I am not saying int, float, int, like दो integers एक float एक integer return करो, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. Number of parameters, anything. Their sequence, anything. Their types, anything, fine. You can have any number of arguments of any type in any sequence, no harm. Return type, unique. Number of values returned, single value. No input output inside, because I see students who start with printf, enter two values. Then what I am passing you to you? Yeah? I am saying take 30 and 40 and find out the maximum. Then you will again take the input some 50, 60 and give me 60. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. That's why first restriction, a processing type function will not take any input and will not give the output. I have seen students who say that if A is greater than B, they print it from here. A is greater. What is the use? I had asked you as what is the larger, then you should tell me, not the user. And here I, henceforth I means main. And you people are functions. So whenever I ask the question, you will be telling me. Whenever I ask you to write down, you will write it down and wait for the next call. You will not be interacting with the user. Unless I exclusively see, कोण आहे बघ? हां, असं सांगितलं, then only. Unless I exclusively unless I exclusively say that you should interact with the users, you should not. Okay? That should be the behavior of the function. So here I am calling a function. You should, I am giving you two values. You should return me the larger. This so we understand. If A is greater, return value of A. Whenever you execute return, rest of the part will be skipped. It will not be executed. Return will take the control. There are two wordings. Call a function. Call to a function. And return from a function. Somebody will call the function. Function will be executed and value will be returned, or you can come out of that function. Like in main, this will appear as some kachra. We accept two values. P and Q, and I say R equal to This is what we could say that function has been called. You are executing function main. You have taken two values. You say large. Assignment mein you are saying R will take the value of large of P and Q. So value of P will be taken and will be transferred to A. Value of Q will be taken and will be transferred to B. Names are different. Names are different. I am passing the value. Whenever you are passing the parameter, you are not passing that name. It doesn't mean that I should write a function with large int p comma int q. These are two simple containers. मैंने मेरे मेमोरी में यहाँ अगर a and b रखे हैं and when I say 30 40, so it is not necessary that you should keep it there only. You can keep it anywhere. You can work with that part of memory and give me the larger, and then you will forget them. I will remember it back again in R. Got it? So locations are different. मैंने जब आपको 30 40 दिया इसका मतलब मेरे मेमोरी से वो इरेज हो गए? नहीं. No. P and Q values are still there with me. Same two values. When I give you those two values, you are making a copy of them in some different memory location. And here though physically those locations are different. Are you getting me? When I give you the values, even two memories are different. But when inside the machine this thing happens, when the function is called, then main function is having its own part of memory. Function will have its own part of memory. I am passing the value from here to that memory. The function will use those two locations, will execute the part and will return the value. I will get that value and I will store it somewhere else. But it is happening in the same memory. Point is, every function will have its own memory, its own locations. We are not interfering with the memory locations or addresses. No way. We are passing the values. So whatever values I have taken of P and Q, those values will be transferred or copied to two locations which the function is using, A and B. And then this part will be executed. Return will take the control back and that value will be then copied to R. So R will have one of these two values, जो भी हो, greater. So far so good. So far so good. I have got one more statement after it as C equal to large of A comma B. Then what will happen? I am talking, yeah, I know that value of this A will be copied to this A and value of this B will be copied to this B, and AB in main and AB in the function are different. They are different. Names are same. मी 30 40 ला AB म्हणतोय ती पण ABच म्हणते, तर ठीक आहे. मी माझा A 50 केला तर तिचा A 50 होणार आहे का नाही होणार? These are two different. Names could be same. If I ask everybody to assume some values to A and B, तर असं कसं होईल की सगळ्यांच्या व्हॅल्यू सेम येतील? नाही, काहीच कारण नाही. I have got my AB, that is main. You will have your AB, that is main. And if I say assume two values, so I might assume two values 30 40 and call them AB. You might assume two values and call them PQ. Fine. हो भी सकता है. Names could be different. Earlier case, I was using A, P and Q. Function was using A and B. I am copying the value. Okay. Here I am also using the values names A and B. Function is also using the names A and B. I am copying the value of A from here to A over here. Copying value of B from here to B over there. It does not mean that this AB and this AB is same. They are different. If I say over here by chance, say A equal to 2 star A, तो इस फंक्शन का जो A है वो डबल होगा, मेरा A वैसे ही रहेगा. Because inside the function I am changing it. So it will be a of that function which will get modified to 2a. But so far as a that I have in main, that will remain in its position, its value, no change. Getting it? Okay, make a note. Okay, of course, whatever I am calling from here, I will have to, and you will be getting a warning for it saying that you are using a variable before assigning any value to it. It's a warning, may not be the error. If you declare a and b and directly call this function, you will not get any error. The declarations job, we have not discussed declaration yet, but declarations basic job is to allocate the memory, and to that memory location give some name, and so whenever you refer to that name, it will be actually talking about or picking up that value. Okay, that is the basic job. Now when I say you are going to allocate the memory, it will simply go to the memory and say that okay, these are the 2 bytes which I will be using for storing the integer. Now as you see here that there is some data which is already present. And what is the data in the memory? It will be only in terms of zeros and ones. So I might have written over there WR. So it will have some bit pattern, some ASCII code, some 8-bit pattern. Fine. But when I mark it, it cannot mark any memory. It will say that the memory which is not in use, that will be marked. But it will have something 0 and 1 pattern over there. So this value can be very well interpreted as integer, because even integer will be considered as a bit pattern of 0 and 1. Okay, and that's why there will be some value which is present when you simply declare a variable. But normally the compiler will keep the track that whenever you are allocating the memory, whenever you are reserving the memory for a particular variable, it should first of all be cleared off, or you should be copying some value into it and then only you use it. That is a better approach. But that is definitely not the error. You can always write a program saying that int a comma b printf %d %d a comma b, and the program will run. Warning will be there, but you can still execute it, and you will find that the 2 locations which are allocated, they have got some arbitrary values. कुछ भी values हो सकते हैं. But we don't want to work with those random values, and that's why it will be better that we initialize it first. Okay, so obviously you won't get any error, but of course one has to take the data. Is the question is large a comma b, means whether a is larger than b. Answer will be, what will be the answer? Is 30 greater than 40? No. Is answer 30? No. 40? No. Answer is yes, no. True, false. True, false. True, false is what type? It's a logical constant. It's a Boolean constant. In C, we don't have that. So in C, true and false will be considered as integer type. What will be the return type? Return type 0 and 1 are integers actually. What will you do? You will say if a is greater than b, then you want to return true. True means return. What will you return? क्या रे? If it is 0 and minus 3, what will you return? She is saying return a. What does it mean? False. Is it false? Value नहीं return करेंगे हो. You will have to return true. True कैसे return करोगे? What is true in C? नॉन झिरो. मग काही सांग ना, 2 म्हण 100 म्हण काही चालतं. कन्व्हेन्शनली वी राईट इट ॲज 1. आणि त्याच्यामुळे इतक्या वेळा रिटर्न 1 रिटर्न 0 रिटर्न 1 रिटर्न 0 लिहितो आपण, while saying true false. So through habit you will come to say that true means 1. Okay, so normally we return 1, that is okay, but you can always return 2. But repeatedly if you return 2, when I ask you afterwards what is true in C, you will say 2. That is the problem. Okay, I don't know whether they give this much stress on true and false in C in the college on the in the lectures. This is the function. What is this function? It is returning true or false. Actually, we don't have true and false logical constants in C. That's why we are returning integer, non-zero value or 0. This has to be 0. This can be anything other than 0. Fine. Max of int a comma int b comma int c. Now we want to find larger of the 3 values. How do we do it? What will be the return type? Integer. How do we do it? You can take down that function in the meantime. When will you return a? When a is greater than b and a is greater than c. So say it that way. If a is greater than b and a is greater than c, return a. Else नहीं लिखा तो भी चलेगा. नहीं लिखा, because if the return is executed it won't come down. So if this is false it will be automatically out. We will check if b is greater than c and b is greater than a, return b. Else भी क्या के लिए लिखना है? अगर ये रिटर्न हो गया तो वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू कम डाउन. एल्स हमें स्किप करने के लिए चाहिए. अगर ये भी फॉल्स है, यहां तक हम क्यों आए? क्योंकि ये फॉल्स था. सो ए इज नॉट ग्रेटर, बी इज नॉट ग्रेटर, why should I write third condition? Even if you write it, it's not wrong. Even if you write else, it is not wrong. else लिखा तो भी वो वैसे ही चलेगा जैसे अभी चल रहा है. यहां पे if लिखने पर भी it will execute in the same way as it will execute without that if, because it is obvious. If a is not greater, if b is not greater, then c must be the greater, right? But try to understand this. I have already defined large. Yes. So even this function can call large. Any function can call any other function. So I am picking up d, which is maximum of a and b. Then I will say if d is greater than c, else, even this else is not required, return c. Make a note. I am not going to wait. I am going to swap the functions again and again. Correct? Compare greater of the two values a and b with c. Okay. I don't like that code also. You can go for int max, int a comma int b comma int c, int d equal to large of a comma b. I can say return large of d comma c. वही काम जो मैं, this was actually the loop, this is the body of that function a greater than b. So why should I write that code again? No, I can very well go for this. Take larger of b, a and b, that is d. Take larger of d and c, whatever value you get, that will be the larger, return it. Why should I store it in d? I will say that ये तो call directly नहीं जाएगा, because I will have to have this value. So it will call this function first. A and b will take the larger value. That will be returned here only. I will take that larger value with first parameter and c as the second parameter. I will again call large, and that larger I will return. This is c. ये अब तक जो पढ़ा वो c नहीं था. If you want to be the efficient C programmer, expected code is this. I am just exploiting it to the maximum level and showing you कि कहाँ तक जा सकते हैं. So nobody should complain कि in the practicals I am getting only 18 or 20 or 15, something like that. Even if you are getting 22, believe me, your code is not worth of 22 marks. Because for this somebody can give you 22. I won't. Because the one who can understand the use of large here should be capable of understanding this. And this is a single line code. See, we started with 3 conditions, 2 conditions then. Which is the worst code? If a greater than b and a greater than c, return a, else जो लिखता है, that is the worst case. क्योंकि that person doesn't understand कि return होने के बाद it won't come down. Another worst case in it is the last condition is also written. If c is greater than a and c is greater than b, that was not required. First of all, that condition was not required, else was not required. Getting it? But if you have written large function, then that entire code is useless. You should have used that large, but then you are tending to use one variable and then writing the same if loop, the if not loop, कौन ये if loop एक बार बोली आज तो, हाँ, then you are again tending to use if statement which is same as that of large. Large में वही लिखा था, if a greater than b return a, otherwise return b, or d greater than c return d, otherwise return d. When you are writing that code, that at that time at least it should strike to your mind that it is as good as saying this. Why you are writing those 4 lines again? But then again, what is the use of this d? It will be generated and it will be lost. क्योंकि उसका main से तो कुछ लेना नहीं. It doesn't contain any value. So this is better.